Okay, elect of God family, welcome back to the channel. So let's talk about being God's elect, being a chosen one. How no matter what happens to you, you never fall into wrath. You never go into wrath. You never go into revenge. You never seek to get revenge on anybody. So if you're watching this video and you resonate with this video, you may have gone through situations that are incredibly brutal, incredibly tough, incredibly wicked, incredibly evil situations. Like, say if you're a guy, you could have been bullied, you could have been maybe jumped or something. You could have maybe had people who put like I said in one of my old videos, had a gun they could have put a gun like to your head or something, or they could have had a knife out to you, or they could have tried to kill you. Or if you're a woman, you could maybe had people who try to, same thing, they put a gun to your head, they stuck a knife out of you. You may have been even molested, God forbid. You may have even been raped and everything. You may have had a lot of sexual assaults and everything. You may have had all these wicked things. You may have had people try to hurt you, people try to do this. Either way, man or woman, you may have had situations that are incredibly evil, incredibly bad. Like, people have tried to kill you, people have tried to hurt you, people have tried to put you down, people have tried to basically injure your life. Whether that's actually physically injure your life, or they have maybe tried to injure your life as in like they want to stop you from doing everything. And at the end of the day, you still somehow do not fall into wrath. You still don't fall into seeking revenge, seeking to hurt these people, seeking to do the same thing as they did to you. You might even think of these things and like, I'm going to take revenge on them, but something stops you, right? So the reason you can't fall into this is because God, the whole time, he's seen what happened to you. He's seen everything that's happened to you. And you may want to fall into wrath. You might want to seek revenge on these people and hurt these people back, just how they did you, right? You want to do them just like how they did you. But God has been watching you this whole time, so he's always been there to lift your spirit back up. He's always been there to show you the light again. He's always been there to show you the light. So God may not stop these situations from happening to you, but he's really good at lifting your spirit back up. He's really good at showing you the light again. He's really good at getting you to heal again, getting you to see the good things in life again. So if you're a chosen one, like, you might have gone through situations that are incredibly wicked, incredibly messed up, incredibly just downright evil, just downright just disgusting, downright just nasty, wicked, everything. You've gone through these situations in your life, and like a lot of these things have maybe happened to you in childhood too. Usually these happens in your younger years. You've gone through like a lot of traumatizing things, but somehow it's like you never fell into this bitterness, you may have wanted to, pour out your wrath on these people, get your revenge. But God he's always been there. This is why you've kind of always been like, you've had all these bad things happen to you, and like your heart doesn't turn cold. You still stay bright. You still stay loving. You still stay like nothing could break you in a way. Like, no matter how bad these things are, nothing could break you. You still somehow become a positive person, become a kind person, an empathetic person. And it's like, so this is what I want to talk about. Is like, you may have gone through situations that like you wanted to pour out your wrath so hard on these people. Like, your brain wants to do it, right? Your brain is like, they did me wrong, so I'm gonna get revenge on them. I'm gonna do them just like how they did me. But not only is your heart like gold, as I explained in one of my videos, like, your heart's like gold. It doesn't break. Like, you don't break. You never break into. You never fall into like this wickedness. You never fall into this bitterness. You never fall into this darkness. It's basically impossible for you to fall in this. No matter how many messed up situations happen in your life, how many completely evil situations happen in your life, you just never fall into this bitterness. So the reason it's like this is because if you're chosen, you're gonna go through so many bad situations, because you're a light in this world, but this world is incredibly dark. And even though we live in a time right now that's really not as bad as compared to the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, the early 1900s, everything, there's no like genocides like they used to, wars like they used to, racism like they used to be, separation like they used to be, all these wicked things. Even though it's not like this, like, the world will always have wickedness in it. It'll just always have this wickedness and darkness in it. But because you're this light in this world, and you've gone through so many of these like negative situations, all these bad situations, all these terrible situations, but like somehow it's like you've never let it like corrupt you in a way. It's like it's like you can't be corrupted. It's because God basically lifts your spirit back up. He's like, yes, these things happen to you, but I'm going to lift your spirit back up. You're going to be bright again. You're going to be a light again. You're going to be loving again. It's like nothing could kill that light in you. Nothing could kill that love in you. No matter how many wicked situations you go through, no matter how many disgraceful things you see, how many nasty things you see, how many evil things you see, it's like nothing could break that light. So, but yeah, so as a chosen one, like you never really fall into wrath. You never really act in wrath. Like your brain may have wanted to do these things. You wanted to have revenge on people, but your heart and your spirit doesn't. It's too powerful. It's overpowering to you. This is why you've always kind of been like, you've been able to handle so many bad situations so kind of easily in a way. It's almost like weird how easily you can handle these things, is because you have a supreme type of power to you. You have a really strong spirit to you. Your spirit doesn't crumble. It never breaks. It never lets you go into wickedness. It never lets you fall into evil things. It never lets you to be kind of like the wicked. How to be like the wicked people who do people wrong, who hurt other people, who manipulate other people, who do terrible things to other people. You can never fall into this. And if you're watching this video, you know this true. You know that this is true because you probably has it. Because like everyone that's chosen, everyone that's a child of God, has had situations that are incredibly bad. Like it's kind of like they're extremely bad, and most people have had like really bad situations. Some people have had situations worse than others, but most of the time you've had these situations that are incredibly bad, or incredibly tough, or incredibly just evil and distasteful, and just incredibly messed up. But you just can't fall into it, because a lot of people they go into bad situations, right? Life gets them kind of corrupted in a way. They look at like, because there's many people who are naturally good as well, but they go through situations where like they may have been hurt, they may have been manipulated, they may have had really bad things happen to them, but then they get evil about it, because they're like, okay, I'm going to take revenge, I'm going to protect myself, so I'm going to be like this, I'm going to do people like they do me. But for you, on the other hand, it's like you never do people like they do you. At the end of the day, you're just like, okay, they did me like this, I'm just gonna separate myself. I'm gonna separate myself and just go this way. I'm gonna go this way. I'd rather be in the light. The reason you like this is because God made you like this. He made you this light. And if you're a light, you'll never fall into darkness. Even if dark things happen to you, your brain might want to seek these things, might want to seek doing people like they do you, but your spirit and your heart are way overpowering to your brain, way overpowering. They're way too strong. They're too strong, and it's a good thing. It's you don't fall into these evil things. So whenever you want to like pour out your wrath on people and like do them how they did you, it's like you somehow can't do it. It's kind of as if like you're just like, why can't I do these things? You're like, why can't I? Like, they hurt me like this, like, why can't I do it back to them? So you're not supposed to be like that, right? You're held to a higher standard as well. You're also incredibly strong because you have the Spirit of God in you. You have the Spirit of God in you, and the Spirit of God isn't a wrathful spirit. It's not an angry spirit. It's not a spirit that seeks revenge. It's not anything like that. It's just a spirit of love, power, and authority. That's all it is. It's not a spirit that, I mean, love, power, and a sound mind. That's what God gave you. He didn't give you a spirit of, just like the scriptures say, he didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. So you may have gone through so many situations that are incredibly bad. They're incredibly just brutal situations. And all of us have gone through a lot of situations that are incredibly tough, incredibly bad, especially maybe in childhood. They could have been in adulthood. Maybe you could have been in late childhood. They could just any situation like that, right? But at the end of the day, it's like you just can't fall into these things. It's more like your spirit is able to see the light easier. It's able to see the light. It's able to see the good things in life. So it's like, instead of seeking revenge and pouring out your wrath on other people and, doing these things, your spirit's kind of more like, you know what? I'm just going to go through the better things in life. I'm going to go through the better things in life. And that's the right way to do it, because our brains want to seek revenge. That's how it is. Our brains want to do people like they do us. Our brains want to We don't like to feel like people got the upper advantage on us. We don't like to feel that people have power over us or anything like that. And these people never had power over you. You may have had these situations where are terribly bad, but they never had true power over you. And God also vindicates you. Like you've probably seen that the people that have hurt you as well, like they fell into like really, really bad things. This is God. God does the vengeance for you. That's why he doesn't want you to be vengeful either, because you go through all these bad situations and everything, all these wicked situations, but he never wants you to turn like that, because then you could corrupt yourself. Then you could turn kind of evil. Then you could turn kind of like a bad person in a way. So he never lets you do these things, and that spirit never lets you do these things. So it's like, you probably notice that you've gone through these bad situations and you've been able to turn the other cheek in a way. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to go that way. I'm going to forgive them, and I'm just going to go that way. I'm just going to forget about it and just go that way. But at the end of the day, though, God will give you your vengeance. He'll give you your vindication. So that's nothing to worry about. But you may have even found that because your spirit is so high, you don't even care for vengeance. You start not to even care for vengeance or like revenge. You're just like, you know what? Like that thing is evil. Like these people are wicked, or like they're like this, or this thing is like this. I'm just going to go the other way. I'm just going to go to the bright side. But even when you're like that, like God still sees it, because he's just. He's a just God. Like people forget that God is a loving God, but he's also just. He does justice on people. So, and whenever you want to turn the other cheek and just forget about these things, God sees what you're doing. So he's like, okay, since you're doing that, I'm gonna punish the people that have hurt you, just to punish them, so they learn what they've done. But so. This video is basically like, almost impossible for you to really be wrathful on people, really to seek true revenge on people, really seek to hurt other people, because you can't do that. Your spirit's too bright. God always lifts your spirit back up, because he tells you not to be bitter about these things, not to be hateful about these things. He always lifts you back up so you could feel that love again, so you could feel that brightness again, so you could feel that goodness again. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you guys. And I know you guys can resonate with this video for sure. This is something I can resonate with deeply as well. So, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Don't forget to turn on those notifications too, so you don't miss a video, so you can see the videos when they come out. Yeah, like the video and also comment anything below. All right, God bless you guys.